You gotta get your pen cleaned up. You got lots of poop in there. Well, you don't have to eat the whole thing in one bite. There, just take little bites. Thank you. Okay, we gotta get your pen cleaned up first before we do anything else. Because you got poop everywhere. Please try not to knock the camera over. I know you're quite obsessed with doing that. What happened to your braid? Just noticed that that's gone now. So I've never tried the YouTube Live. I don't know if it works better this way or portrait. You'll have to let me know because mostly everything else on YouTube is landscape, so well, it's wanting me to do portrait, so I guess we're just gonna leave it at that for now. You're on my poop fork. You're on my poop fork. Back up. Come on. Back. Back up. Back up. I need you to get off the fork, please. Thank you. Bring it over here. I'm also not sure if there is a chat or if I can see the chat, but we are answering questions today as well. If anyone has any questions they'd like to pop in, let me see. There we go. Hello, everyone. Can you let me scoop your poop, please? Clean up your mess. You're not making it easy. Yeah, pretty much we're just hanging out today. I've never done an actual YouTube Live before, so I figured I'd see what it's all about. Hello, everyone. That is a big dog. Big dog equal big poops. Rudnik actually came from a rescue in Alberta where they pulled him from a livestock auction at just 9 months old. So I've had him since he was 11 months old. Sorry, I've had him since he was 11 months old, but he was purchased by the rescue from the auction at 9 months old. which is how old he would have been when his breeder dropped him off there. Right? What are you looking at? You want your other apple? Can you take it? No, you gotta take it in one bite. Oop, see, now you're dropping it. He is basically, I just say 16 hands because he's like a smidgen under, so just over 15.3, just under 16. And these are his dry pen neighbors, Ombre and Kevin. They're also on diets because we have a lot of fat horses at the farm right now. He's probably got about 75 pounds to lose, but he's going to be going back out to pasture full time as of Friday, I believe, because it's really expensive. The round bale that I had to pay or buy for him was $200, so those are really expensive to keep purchasing. So he is going to be going back out to the pasture full time as of this weekend. So hopefully we'll just have to keep his exercise up. He's at a much safer weight now at least, so it's not as risky as it was back when he was basically just over 1,300 pounds. You guys need some clean water. So he can be out on the grass now, especially with this heat. It's not going to be as sweet. The sugar content won't be quite so high. And then that way he'll have his buddies to play with again. We are in Canada, actually. I don't know if we actually have that listed anywhere on our profile. I just need to get some hay to scrub the bucket with. Yes, we are in Canada. Honestly, the exact speed, I wouldn't even know. I just fast. Rudnik and I have never actually done a full gallop together yet. And we were going to start working on that kind of stuff this summer, but now that I have found out I am pregnant, I need to take it a little bit easier with the riding. So unfortunately, we won't be getting to do as much experimenting and running around as I was hoping we'd get to do. But it'll just be nice and easy trail rides for the summer. Basically until I'm too big to ride anymore, which hopefully doesn't happen too soon. Hi, you don't want that, that's gross. That's mucky. It's very slimy. Ombre, leave the bucket alone. He's always trying to eat the camera. I prefer starting my own horses just because you never really know how somebody was with them in the past. And Rudnik was completely unstarted, and we still had quite a bit of trauma and stuff to deal with what little contact he had at that point. But every horse I've ever actually gotten has been unhandled for the most part. Okay, please don't touch that now, Rudnik. I had the wrong one turned on that side. I wondered why the water wasn't coming out. That is very warm. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So basically, yeah, it was lots of arena rides before we moved to the trail rides. And then our very first trail ride, I had him ponied to a older, wiser, well-trained horse. I was still on him when we were doing it. Basically just so that he had a buddy to kind of keep him company. He wouldn't really have anything to freak out about. But yeah, basically that's kind of the only way to really start is just kind of get out in the trails and go. Please don't knock my phone over again, Rudnik. Yeah, Rudnik likes to knock those over. See, now you guys got nice clean water. Which horse? We got the Cremello, Palomino, and the Blue Roan that's trying to eat my arm over here. Yeah. everybody, we get a lot of comments asking if Rudnik is alone. No, he has about 5 other horses that live in the pasture when he's out there. And then there's the 3 of them that are on a diet right now. So he is definitely not alone, but hello. We will be moving him to a new boarding facility come the end of August, unfortunately, where he has been for the last 4 years. He's no longer going to be offering boarding. So we spent most of the summer, hello, hombre, trying to find a new place, and then we just found one a couple weeks ago. But it's definitely probably like more than double what I was paying here, but it's really good. It's got lots to offer, and I think he'll be really happy there. And it's more of a wildlife kind of land, not so much grassy hay pasture. So his weight shouldn't be an issue anymore now, like it has been the last few springs and summers. Right, Mr. Fatty? So that is a plus. Mr. Ombre here is trying to eat my ponytail. Yeah, so this new place, why are you trying to eat the hose? This new place has to supplement hay more often than not, just because it can be quite sparse on the pasture sometimes. So this is definitely going to be better for him. He's such an easy keeper. He really doesn't need access to that much grass all the time. Not that much lush grass anyways. Excuse you, you're getting mud all over me. What are you doing, Rudnik? You smell something? So he's definitely not alone. He's got a couple buddies in the pen beside him. So even when he's in the dry pen, he's got someone to hang out with. They're always reaching over the fence, grooming each other. And then when he's out on pasture, he's got the other 5+ horses as well. Hello. And this is Ombre. She likes to eat hair. Yeah, we went on a trail ride yesterday. It was really nice. We haven't been on one in a while, so we quite enjoyed that. Right? Why do you like getting it up your nose? But I'm going to fill up this hay net, or the water bucket here, and then I'm going to take him out and do some brushing. We got to get his feet picked, and I'm probably going to take the braids out of his mane and brush it out. What are you doing? That's probably good enough, eh? That's lots. That's plenty. And it's actually water now, not just dirt. So yeah, Rudnik spent 3 days out in the pasture. So this was his first day back in the dry pen. So he'll be back in here now until the weekend, and then back out to pasture full time. So he's quite happy with that. We actually have coyotes on the lower portion of the property where Rudnik is right now. There's a den there, so there's a mother with some pups that we usually try not to run into when we're out and about. And then I just need to get his halter. He's got the other one covered in mud. But we do have lots of bears as well, sometimes even within the communities and towns. But nothing that we personally ran into or had any issues with, thankfully. What, Rudnik? This tripod is very flimsy. Actually, I just remembered you stretched your rope halter all out of whack. So we're gonna have to get you a new one. But yeah, we definitely have lots of wildlife around here, but nothing that we've actually had personally had issues with. See how long he lasts before he tries to untie himself, because he likes to do that. Okay, I'm gonna give him a brush in. Actually, you know what? You're gonna want to go and roll. I should probably give you a brush after you do that. Maybe we'll put you in the pasture or in the paddock for a minute. Arena. If I could find my words. Put you in the arena for a few minutes first. Come here. Yes, he is. He's registered as a blue roan. He goes quite brown in the summer just because he sun bleaches quite easily. We also get very aggressive sun in the summer here, so that's another reason why he goes so brown. But he is verified blue roan. I don't know if he's gonna run around, but he probably wants to roll, so but figured I'd let him do that before I get him all brushed out. We really got to get you some new halters. This one's getting all seized up. There we go. Rudnik is 6. He just turned 6 in May. So he is officially full grown. I don't know, can I turn this thing around? There we go. He's officially full grown now. So he's naturally a big boy, but when he hit 1,300 pounds, that was definitely excessive. So the closest big city to us would probably be Vancouver, which is probably about 4 hours away. But we do kind of live in a city as well. The population's like just over 100,000 people. But Rudnik is boarded just outside of the city, so away from all the chaos and traffic. That's there. But yeah, Vancouver would be the closest big city to us. He's also not happy because they trimmed all the grass around the edges of the arena the other day, so he doesn't have as much to graze on when he's in here. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Thank you everyone for the congratulations. But yeah, so like I said, we've never done a live on YouTube, so I'm not really sure how it works fully yet, but apparently it won't let me do landscape, only portrait. Yes, he is. He just hasn't been out to the farm in a few weeks now. He's been quite busy with work, and because our schedules are so different from each other, I do 4 on 2 off, and he does Monday to Friday for the time being. He will be going to a 4 on 4 off rotation come the end of this month, I believe. So it's going to be a little harder yet, even then, to kind of really line our schedules up. But what did you find over there? He found the tin of treats. Of course you did. B is definitely, my fiance is definitely big into sports. He really likes his basketball and hockey in the summer. Well, someone's going to be missing their treats. Of course he would sniff those out. I'm not so much into sports myself. I'll watch them just because I can kind of get hyped up with him. But yeah, he's more so into the basketball, hockey, and he really likes the fights as well. I think he ate them all, Rudnik. Hopefully whoever's those were aren't going to be missing them. That's okay. You've got enough treats. I think you could probably share what you have anyways. Are you going to roll? I want to brush you. Just don't eat the can. He's honestly like a toddler sometimes. Just everything is a toy. Oh, we're just going to lick the can out now. Gotta get every crumb. Okay, can I brush you now if you're not going to roll? Come here. You got it. It's all empty now. Probably my boots and his rubber bucket. I have tried getting him all kinds of different like horse toys and he's shown no interest in them. But however, when I'm wearing my rubber boots, he is very much into chewing on those. When I got him his rubber grain bucket, he was very interested in eating that as well. But when it comes to actual like toys, no, he has no interest in those. I keep giving them to him, hoping maybe it'll change and he'll want to throw like one of those big bouncy balls around, but so far nothing. It's only the toys that aren't actually toys that are fun to play with. Are you gonna try to squeeze through there? Okay, if you're not gonna roll, can I take you out again? Come here. No, I've got to do a full inspection for candy treats. Thank you. It is very, very gorgeous out here. I'm really gonna miss it when we have to move him at the end of August, but the new place he's going to is honestly just as gorgeous, and it's more up in the mountains than where he is now. So it's quite a bit more off-grid than this spot. That's a can. Apparently his favorite toy right now is this random aluminum can that was once housing treats. Oh. You can't eat that. Okay, can we go back now if you're not gonna roll? Come here. Nope. Unfortunately, yes. So where he is right now is about a 15-minute drive from where I live, and it's only 5 minutes down the road from where I work. Where I'm going to be boarding him now is 40 minutes away from where I live, and it would be about 55-minute drive from my work. So it's definitely going to make things a lot harder when it comes to kind of just popping out to see him after work. Like that won't really be as much of an option anymore, especially the further along I get in the pregnancy, which is very unfortunate. I was really hoping to find something closer, but unfortunately everything close is like $800 a month. And I'm paying, right now I'm only paying like $185 a month, which includes hay all winter. Before that, he was going to increase it to $250 a month just because cost of everything. But yeah, so he's got it at $185 right now because we're all leaving at the end of August. But yeah, it's going to unfortunately be very, very long trek. And in the winter, especially because it is quite up the mountain, they're going to definitely have quite a bit more snow than we get down in the valley here. So it's going to be more of a go see him on my days off and spend the day with him, not so much pop out quick for a quick visit after work kind of thing, which makes me sad because it's already sad enough having to like leave him and not get to see him every day when I want to, but that's going to definitely make it a bit harder. But you do what you got to do, and until we're rich enough to buy a piece of property or a house on some land, that's kind of our only option. I wonder if he's actually going to roll. He's just looking for grass. He definitely looks better now, though. Yes, so the new place has 24/7 turnout, and it's larger pastures. This is 80 acres combined, whereas right now he's on about 20. And the pasture where he's going to be on in the new place is much more of kind of a foraged field land kind of thing. It's not like a full lush grass hay pasture like it has here. So it's not going to be as much of a risk for his weight gain every year because she does have to supplement with hay even through the summers. So that's definitely going to work in his favor. He's not going to be getting as fat every year. And he's going to have, they have lots of trees there as well. It's kind of more of an actual like range, and he'll actually get to be in with some cows, which I know he would absolutely love because he's obsessed with cows. Anytime he sees a cow, all he wants to do is watch it. But I don't think he's ever actually been in with cows before. So his breeding, it'll be interesting to see how his cutting and reining lines, or cutting more so lines, kick in with him being around cows like that. It is really hard, and right now Canada, it's almost impossible to buy anything. So my fiance and I both work full-time, and even then it's still, I have debt that I need to pay off from past crap. So my credit kind of makes me ineligible to really co-sign on anything or be a co-applicant on a mortgage. So it's really restricted and limited right now, and interest rates are so high, and all the housing, especially in this area, is ridiculously expensive. So this area that we live in apparently is highly sought after, but no one can afford to live here because it's so expensive. So, but that's why they say BC stands for bring cash. But it is beautiful, it's worth it. It's just, you have to get used to renting and boarding your horse. You don't get so much of the luxuries of owning your own property and having your horse at home with you. Are you gonna roll now? There we go. But the dream is someday we'd love to have a house of our own, and even just a couple acres. Like, I know B would love to get a horse someday. Then maybe I can have my horse back. But we would love, especially because if Rudnik's boarded, it's one thing for him to, you know, he's got other horses around all the time. But if I were to move him to our own place, if we had one, it would just be him. So until we could kind of get a second horse, we have to be able to afford the property and the house first, and then get a second horse, and then it'd be okay to bring him home. Hi, are you done now? You ready for a brush-in? Oh, yeah, gotta shake all the dirt off. I was waiting for that. Okay, now let's go give you a grooming now that you're all dustied up. Nice and dirty. Put your head. So I don't know if anyone has seen the video of Rudnik deciding to jump a gate from standstill, but this was said gate. He's not a jumper. He decided in that moment, though, he was. And so because he's got that fat quarter horse booty, he got himself hung up on that gate at the back end, and then he just somehow boinged himself over the rest of it. Come on. So he's a cow horse who sometimes identifies as a jumper. Not a very good one, but he tries. Okay, let's try to get you all brushed out now. Come here. Now that you're all dusty again. Come here. Get those braids out too. Okay. But yeah, so it's bittersweet. He's going to his new place. It's really good. I'm excited. But it's going to be sad because he's been here for the last, well, would be his 4th summer here now. So he's gotten quite attached to all of the boys here. So I am hopeful that he does okay once he moves. He's got, I believe there's like 27 horses total where he's going. So he won't be alone. Definitely won't be alone. Sit up. Go. Come here. Let's go. Come on. Good boy. All that dust stuff. I need to get you some more fly spray too. Lower it off and the ombre eats it. You have to take your braids out. I am relieved though, because my farrier has already said that she is perfectly fine coming to see Rudnik where he's going to be. Even though he's so far out there, she does have clients that are out there already too. So that made me happy because it's taken me a long time to find a farrier that's good with him, and he just loves her. So that was nice as well. That makes the whole thing a little bit easier. Okay, I'm gonna brush out all these braids. Because they are getting very, very mangled up. Most of your elastics have already broken out anyways. I like to leave that one in. I don't cut a bridle path on him. I usually just throw a braid up there. So that one I'll leave in. And all of these, keep them out. Bring you guys a little closer so you can see. Yeah, exactly. And it's been really hard finding a good one because he's barefoot, so he needs kind of that special, that extra attention to detail with his feet. We've had other farriers who kind of just hacked everything right flat, and he's a bit flat-footed, so he needs more left on his heel, and so he'd be going lame after every trim, and that wasn't good. He was like very uncomfortable walking, and it just made his daily life very uncomfortable. So once I found someone who was willing to work with me and realized, hey, it's not like a one trim fits all kind of thing with horses, so finding someone who was willing to work with me and understand that has been really, really amazing. So I'm really glad I get to keep her. You have some nice little waves in your hair now. Those crinkles. I have another apple, but you get it later. I don't have it with me right now. Now he's got some nice little waves and crinkles in his mane from the braids. What? Are you gonna untie yourself already? Got 3 down. So the current place that we're at right now, the trails that we were riding yesterday are up in those mountains there. There's also some that take us down to the river. Where we're about to move him, they have a lot more trails that actually back onto Crown land, so there's way more options for exploring there, which will definitely be nice. These trails, after 4 years, it gets kind of boring riding the same trails all the time. So it's going to be nice to have that change of scenery as well. And the new place actually has, I don't know, they might have been born already, but there's babies. They had a couple mares that were ready to pop, so they might have had their babies already, I'm not sure. Come here, step up. Stop trying to untie yourself. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Come on. Step up. Good boy. There you go. That's better. And the new place also actually has an absolutely gorgeous brand new riding arena that's probably about twice the size of the one that we have here. So I'm really excited about that as well. Once I'm not pregnant and I decide to get back onto kind of working on some jumping and whatnot, we'll have lots of room to do it. Hi. I don't have anything for you. she's also actually making a cowboy course. I don't know if anyone knows what the cowboy courses look like, but it's basically an obstacle course. There's some gates to go through, little teeter-totters, stuff like that. It basically just gets horses used to kind of going through any type of situation. And I'm actually really excited about that because I always thought something like that would be really fun to do with Rudnik. Because he's pretty bomb-proof and there's not much that really phases him. So trying something new would be fun for sure. I also thought doing archery with Rudnik would be really fun too, because he's quite easy to ride around with no hands. He's very controllable, so I feel like doing horseback or archery on horseback would be really fun. But again, excuse you. Yeah, like I told you, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Right. But again, now that I'm pregnant, everything's just kind of on hold and we're just enjoying trail rides and grooming and why are these braids so hard to get out? They have no problem falling out when I don't want them to. There we go. Okay, 3 to go. We're almost there. Almost there. I guess I probably could have sprayed the tangler in them, but I didn't really want to until they're out. That was too hard. Well, the ones that I decided, let's go really low, right to the bottom of the hair. I'm also a little nervous about the new place because the last place Rudnik was boarded at before he came here, he had lost pretty much all of his mane, most of the top of his tail, because there were horses that would basically just bite it out of him. So I'm gonna be really upset if we've done all this work to grow his mane back out again and he loses it. What is going on here? Oh, can you guys hear me? It looks like it's freezing a bit. I think it's because I tried to, there, does that work? Sorry. I did not realize, I don't know how long it was frozen like that for. I think it was because I got a phone call. So I don't know if you guys could still hear the audio or not. What are you looking at? Do you see something? Or are you just looking at yourself in the camera? Oh, there's someone coming up the driveway. That's what you're looking at. There we go. His mane looks so creepy now. I'm looking for the brush and it's already in my back pocket. Do we see all the little crinkles from the braids now? Those look cute. I feel like he looks like a Frisian when his mane looks like that. Oh, but I don't like doing the tangler because then it takes it all out. Your mane is so tangled up. I have to remember to get you fly spray. I keep forgetting. Oh, no, we're keeping some of the waves. It still looks good. What? What are you doing? Lower that a bit. double knotted. You can't do it. He's like, yeah, I'll still try though. Trying to vandalize the barn. Maybe I'll take this one out too, just because I don't want it pulling all your hair out. Braids are nice, but I always feel like he has more breakage if they're in too long. Okay. There we go. Give your ends a little trim. They're starting to look a little scraggly. Okay. Should we do that? Trim the ends? No problem at all. I figured it was time. I've wanted to do it a couple times. I wanted to do it on his birthday, but we ended up being live on TikTok because I couldn't get the live figured out on YouTube. So I figured we've been getting an influx of followers and attention on the page lately, and lots of questions that are kind of repeats. So I figured instead of answering the same question 100 times, we could do a live, and anyone who wanted to ask could feel free to do so. And I like being able to chat. I like to get personal and get to know everyone. I don't want to just be a face behind the one uploading videos. So I know I don't really have much to offer on the lives, but if you're good just hanging out and chatting, then I'm all game. I'm also being very dumb right now. You shouldn't stand directly behind your horse. You should stand off to the side when brushing their tail, but Rudnik is unfazable at this point. Very different from where he was 5 years ago. You're gonna need a new brush soon too, buddy. This one's falling apart. And I'm gonna clean his feet in a minute here too, so I can show you that to you guys as well. If you want to see it, I don't know. If you haven't seen it before, it's either really boring or really cool. There we go. He got such a nice, thick, long tail. I remember when I first adopted him, he was still very much untouchable, but his mane and tail were filled with burrs. And I remember the one day I finally got close enough to his tail that I was able to kind of just grab it and cut the end with all the burrs out. And then once I was able to work on his mane, I realized the burrs literally just plucked right out. I was so mad for cutting his whole tail off for nothing. So now that it's nice and long and thick, definitely happy with that. Yeah, and I'm over TikTok. That's where we started. We have over 200,000 followers on TikTok. That's where Rudnik kind of first started getting big and popular. But I feel like TikTok is very unwelcoming to Canadians. They really don't offer us much. So I was kind of just, I'm over it. When your content is constantly getting quite a decent amount of views, but you're losing more followers than gaining, and TikTok only really encourages you to buy like ads to push your videos, it just gets frustrating after a while. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to just clean his feet here real quick. So he's completely barefoot in the shoes. So he's got some dirt in there now from the gym, but this is why we clean it out every day. I had just cleaned it out last night too. But when it starts raining, it gets a little more compacted in there. You want it nice and clean. He's definitely due for a trim. I think sometime in the next week or so, his farrier is going to be coming by to see him. But his feet have definitely come a long way as well from where they were even a year ago. Don't you dare. Every time tail goes up, farts. Every single time I'm back there. Then I get a nice whiff of gas as I walk past him. Okay, please. It's very satisfying when it comes out in a solid chunk too. There we go. Good boy. And then the last one, he already picks his foot up for me. Such a difference from where he used to be. Oh, dirt in the face. There we go. And that's all there is to cleaning a horse foot. Now when they have shoes, it's definitely obviously a lot different. You have to like work through the shoes and stuff like that underneath them and clean out the nails. Should we cut your ends? They're looking a little sparse. I think we should do that. Sorry. Rudnik is bitless. And we've been bitless for, I think, 2 years now. I don't even own a bit, actually. So as soon as we were kind of well enough into our training that I was confident he didn't need it, because he also needed his teeth floated. So he didn't really react out of pain, but you could tell he wasn't liking the bit. So I had always wanted to eventually get to bitless anyways. So I figured perfect timing to do so. Switched him to bitless, and honestly, he's been great with it, and I've never had to look back. I sold our bit, never had to use a bit again since. He was having kind of some issues over the last couple weeks here. He was doing a lot of head dropping and making it very difficult for me to kind of get his head back up to correct him. But I found all I had to really do, his bitless bridle was just a little too loose. So he wasn't actually feeling the cues that I was giving him, so he wasn't really responding to them. So now that I kind of tighten that up a bit, it's obviously not like super tight, but it's just tight enough now that he can actually feel it, because it's a cross under. So what it does is it crosses under here. This side will cross under to that rein, and then this side will cross to this rein. So anytime I'm cueing him, it kind of gives a little pressure on his jaw, and then it helps him to know which way to turn. And so if that's too loose, he's not going to feel the pressure in the right spots, and then he's not really going to know what it is I'm asking from him. So now that that is fixed, he is responding beautifully. And for anybody who has wondered, this is how you weigh a horse. So I can show you. It's not going to be completely accurate right now because he's not on level ground. But basically, you just put this, it's based on their size. So many inches or centimeters is so many pounds. So you just wrap it around here, and then you pull it, and then you can see their weight. Now, when he was like way overweight, I could barely get these two ends to touch. So it was a struggle. And so he's definitely lost quite a bit since then. It's not going to be super accurate right now, but he's around 1,220 pounds right now. So down about 85 pounds in the last month and a bit. Way, way healthier. He's no longer at risk for founder, laminitis, colic, all of those things that would have been a risk before. So that's why I'm thinking it's probably okay to put him back in the pasture now, because with the heat and everything, the grass isn't going to be quite so rich and sweet, and he won't be at 1,300 plus pounds ready to drop. But when he was quite overweight, it was very concerning, because even just walking him around in the arena, he'd very much be huffing and puffing, and you could tell he was very out of breath. very out of shape. Yesterday doing the mountain ride, I could hear a little bit of it still, but he's definitely got a lot more stamina and endurance than he did a month ago. So that is it for the grooming. I wish I had some fly spray to put on him, but I do not. I have not gone and purchased any yet because it is so bloody expensive. Everything to do with horses is expensive. Like, fly spray is like $50. Why is it $50 for just a bottle of fly spray? Like, why? I don't get it. So we're gonna bring him back into his pen, hang up his hay net. What? That is my hand. You don't eat my hand. Okay, let's go. Come on. It looks like it's gonna rain too. Let's go. But so, kind of feeding off the bitless question. Come on. I've also ridden Rudnik without reins at all. So basically just a halter on. His reins will kind of be hanging down around his neck, but I won't be touching them. So it'll all be based on leg cues and pressure. And I've also completely removed the stirrups as well. So basically you're just hanging on by a wish in your thighs. But he's really good. He's really good with vocals. If you say whoa, he whoas. He can feel you lean back in your seat. He knows to listen for the cues and the signs. He's never ever tried, he's never bucked with the intention of trying to throw me off, because he's, we started his training at 3.5. He was 4 before I really started riding him, and we took our time. We didn't push anything. We always made sure that he was more than ready to move on to the next step before we moved on to that step. Hello. Yes, we've been live, I think almost an hour now, actually. Our first live too, so thank you for everyone who's been hanging out with us. Next time I'll have to try to do a scheduled one, just so that everybody kind of has a bit more of a heads up. Don't knock my phone over, please. Rudnik. 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 Every time. Sometimes he'll just get his face in there and like give a good sniff. Sometimes he's just like, oh, this looks fun to knock over. Hello from BC. It's always so neat meeting so many different people from all over the place too. It really is neat how social media can connect you. Right, Rudnik? He's like, I don't care. Rudnik has had treats sent to him from all over the US, all over Canada. He's just like, I like the treats, so. He's running. He heard and he's already on his way. Actually, that reminds me, I do have another apple for him in the car. Normally, I don't give him many apples because they're so high in sugar, but I have some to get rid of, so. I figured, I also forgot the poop fork in there. Figured it won't hurt since he doesn't get them that often. So I'm gonna grab the apples real quick. Rudnik will come and keep you guys company. And I'll put this just out of his reach so he can't knock it over. What? I got your apple, but I'm gonna get your treats. Hello. So I'm gonna show you guys. So for his birthday, he just literally, it was like the week we started his diet. He had 2 giant boxes of treats come in for him, and these are his favorite by far. These apple nuggets. So last year on Amazon, we got a little tiny package of them, and he basically picked them up, ripped them open, loved them. We had, I think, 5 bags of these total sent to us in different flavors. And so he's slowly been working his way through those. These are definitely by far his favorite. So I usually give him some of these every day when he's in the pen. Just a few, because I mean, a few of those is not going to be the equivalent to how much grass he would be eating out in the field. And he's a good boy. He deserves treats. So those are definitely his favorite. I'm just going to fill up his, but I'll show you here. So we got some, trying to think of what the different flavors were, but you can see he's got a bunch of different flavors in here. I kind of just mixed them all up, and then he gets some every day. And so he's been working on these packages now for almost 2 months now. And honestly, we're probably still going through them a little too fast, but he loves them. They're his favorite, and I don't always buy him treats, so he's a good boy. He deserves them, and he's been doing really good on his diet. So, okay, here I found the other bag. So these are the other ones that he got. They're alfalfa and molasses flavored. Those ones he really likes as well. And then the other ones are just apple flavor. So the Manna Pro apple nuggets, definitely his favorite. We did have them on our Amazon wish list for him, but Amazon only sells these little tiny packages for like $30, whereas the big bags, I think you can get them for like $40 at feed stores. Unfortunately, I don't think they really have them in Canada, so we did have a couple people from the States send them in for him, which we very much appreciated. Rudnik always loves getting his fan mail. So I'm going to give him a little scoop of that right now. He definitely doesn't need much because he just had 3 apples. Well, thank you very much. And honestly, all of the money that Rudnik makes through YouTube or wherever it is, it does go directly to him. And so my goal with him, I've always said, if you can pay your own bills, I'll be happy. So anything he makes goes to his treats, toys, anything like that. We've also put up like Amazon wish lists as well. I haven't linked that into our YouTube, but he does have those with like treats and toys and stuff like that. So really, wow, that's cool. You're not that far at all then. And I think I just have to show you guys these. So last year, Rudnik was dealing with a lot of lameness. And one of his followers sent him some, they're a little muddy right now, Cavello boots. And these were honestly a godsend when he was going through his lameness issues due to poor trims. And honestly, probably one of the coolest gifts he's ever gotten. And yeah, they are just so cool. I love the Cavello boots so much. Seeing a horse walking around in like horse-shaped sneakers is probably one of the funniest things you'll ever see too. But Rudnik, yeah, so we started out on TikTok. Oh, thank you. We love the support. Honestly, we really do so much. Like, we appreciate it. It makes it so much more fun. Like, it's already fun to have horses, but being able to bring people along on the adventures is definitely a lot of fun as well. So, and we like to teach people stuff and learn something new maybe. So those boots, they are Cavello brand, Cavello. You can either get them directly from their website, or I believe there's a lot of like tack stores and stuff like that that sell them as well. They come in all different shapes and sizes. They have a pair that are black glitter, and I need those ones for Rudnik. Like, he doesn't really wear them anymore, but they're all black glitter, and because Rudnik's color are black and glitter, they would just be perfect for him. So usually you only need 2 just for the front feet. You can get them for the back feet as well, but Rudnik just has some for the front feet, just to kind of help when he was tender-footed from the short trims. So, but yeah, he's looking a lot better now. He's definitely not looking so moto. He can breathe normally now when he walks, right? Right? Yes, you. Did you eat all your treats already? And I'm back to work tomorrow, so now unfortunately, back before I was like not super pregnant, I'm 13 weeks as of yesterday, but back before all the exhaustion had hit, I would be coming out here at 6 a.m. in the morning to hang out with Rudnik. What are you doing? That is I don't have treats there for you. I'd be coming out at 6 in the morning to hang out with him before I started work at 7, because I'm literally just 5 minutes down the road from work. But I have not had the energy to do that lately whatsoever, so I've just been coming out after work and spending some time with him then. But then usually it's so warm that it's too hot to ride. Well, I'm glad we can bring you some entertainment and joy. Rudnik definitely lives to entertain. What? Can you give me a kiss? He's definitely got a lot of character. And he didn't always have character. He's definitely just really started to show it in the last year and a half, since he's gotten a lot more trusting and tamed. The name Rudnik. So it's actually a long story. Not really, but I can make it quick. So back in 2006, I believe, I had gotten a mare from the rescue. Unbeknownst to me, she was pregnant, and I ended up naming her Mina because I like to do research on my horses and their names. Mina is Swedish for mine. So her name was Mina. She ended up having a baby, named her Mina's Legacy. Due to a toxic relationship in 2016, I was forced to give them up. Broke my heart, absolutely destroyed me. So when I ended up getting the chance to get Rudnik back in 2019, I wanted a way to kind of remember Mina through Rudnik. So I did a lot of research on his names. His registered name is Cash Tivio's Gold. They called him Tivio at the rescue. And so when I was doing research, I like looking up different meanings in other languages for words. So because I knew Mina was Swedish for mine, I kind of just started looking up other translations for the word mine. And I came across Rudnik, which could possibly, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Rudnik in Croatian, and the translation is to mine. However, when I named him that, I thought it was the same as like Swedish mine, as in he's mine, he belongs to me, he's mine kind of thing. But in Croatian, Slovakian, I believe, translation, it more so refers to like a coal mine. So it's technically has the same worded meaning, but the translation is very much different. But because of his coloring, I feel like coal mine still kind of fits him pretty well. So that was my bad, because I definitely didn't do enough research on that translation. But that's how I randomly came up with the name Rudnik. I spent many days researching names. Probably should have spent another extra day researching. And so, yeah, so Rudnik means mine in Croatian, coal mine, like mountain mine kind of thing. And so he was named that as kind of a namesake for my heart horse that I lost back in 2016. So even though the translation might not be accurate, his name still suits him. Definitely more so, I believe, than his registered name, which was, they called him Tivio. So I think it fits him though. Yes. And yeah, so I love meeting people who know what the name means, because they'll tell me like, oh, did you know it means this? And it's kind of embarrassing because it's like, yes, I did. Actually, that's why I named him that. I just didn't understand that it meant coal mine. So that is cute. I like that. I like names with meaning. And so maybe coal mine now, like Rudnik lives up to his name because he's always dirty. He likes to roll around in the dirt. But whether it means mine or coal mine, I feel like it still suits him, and it's still very unique. I just feel a little dumb because that was error on my part for not translating that properly. Right, Rudnik? But he definitely looks more like a Rudnik, not so much a Tivio. Right? Although if you do look him up on All Breeds Pedigree, Cash Tivio Gold, or Cash Tivio's Gold, you'll see his whole pedigree there, back to foundation, bloodlines, dock bar, Tivio. He's got some, I'm trying to think of what the other ones were in there. He's got some pretty big names in there. Hancock, right. Lots of Hancock in there too, which I think that's probably where he gets a bit of the attitude from. Thank you. I do really like his name. It is perfect. It was just a very humbling day when I was corrected on the translation. Good morning or afternoon. But yeah, so that's a bit more about Rudnik. He likes to entertain, and he does enjoy going live because I feel like he always puts on a show when we are live. Right? But Mom's got to get going now. You can see the bite mark on the side of his head too. Every time I put him back out to the pasture, he comes in with some sort of new injury. It's always something. It's always something with you. Either because you're getting in the other horse's face, or you're just fur and shit up. All little something. Right? But I don't have any more treats. You ate them all. You had 3 apples and a whole handful of treats. I think you're good. I think you're good. You're going to gain all that weight back before you're even back out of the pen. Right. Your mane kind of looks like I did a hack job on it, but it doesn't look so scraggly at least. Right? But I gotta go. But thank you everybody for joining us on our live today. He doesn't like those areas being touched. Anytime I try to look at them, he's immediately head shy or whatever shy in the area. He's got them. Yeah. He gets shy, and he doesn't like it when I point out his boo-boos on the camera because he's like, Mom, stop doing that. And then he gets mad. Oh, is it still frozen? Or is he just standing very still? No, not so much. So the other horses aren't mine. Rudnik is my only horse. He does have 2 other buddies that board in that other pen beside him. They're also on a diet. But no, the other horses don't get jealous. However, if I'm paying attention to the other horses, this one gets jealous. Yeah, you. He doesn't like it when I give attention to anyone but him. Can you put that thing away, please? Jeez. This is supposed to be like family-friendly content here. This isn't OnlyFans. But yeah. So now he's gonna go drop a nice dynamite or landmine where I just cleaned up. But thank you guys so much for joining our live today. I'm gonna be heading out. I gotta head home. I'm gonna try to finish my sourdough bread. I have my starter going. I just need to actually make, oh yeah, there we go. There's some poop. Okay, well I may as well clean it up now since I'm right here. Yeah, you. Just one extra thing for me to do tomorrow. No problem at all. And I'm really hoping to do one again soon. I'm hoping the next one I will try to schedule a little bit better and not be so kind of just last minute and impulsive. That way anybody who wants to join kind of gets a bit more of a heads up about it. We also had questions on one of our last videos on where was I throwing the poop? So, Rudnik's poop goes right over the fence. And trying to explain that using a wheelbarrow, filling it up, taking it around the fence line through 2 gates just to get to the manure pile was definitely not easy. That's convenient at least. I know, I need to get the bugs right now. That's it. I'm going to, thank you so much. So his feet, his hooves are just dirty right now, but his hooves are actually black. He does have a little kind of anklet, white ring around that back left foot. But otherwise his hooves right now are just white because they are kind of dusty, dry, and sandy covered. But normally they are black. He doesn't have any white hooves. He does have kind of like a white stripe through the one just because of the anklet around that one foot. But all black feet, just very dirty. But we did just clean them, so at least they're clean on the bottom. But thank you, everyone. I'm going to have to head home now, so thank you, everyone, for joining us. Like I said, I'll try to give a bit more heads up next time we go live, and then hopefully we can have more people know about it and be here with us. So thank you guys again so much, and I will see you next time. And I don't know how to